We are a community at war with narcissism. But this war is unlike anything that we've ever seen before.
So today I stumbled across a social media post about a theological discussion on human nature that's going to be held at this place right over here. I don't know of a better place where they could have picked to have a theological, biblical discussion on human nature than a brewery bottling company. This is going to be interesting. All right, guys, so the discussion at Schlafly is over, and I had such a great time. I'm across the street right now at a restaurant, Acero in Maplewood, and they were nice enough to let me sit down here before they open up and enjoy a glass of Maplewood's finest bottled water. Bottled right from the source of the Maplewood pipes, I take it. But the water's cold and it's hot outside, so it works, right? So let me tell you a little bit about this topic and why it was so important for me as somebody who is trying to help heal from narcissistic abuse. So the topic discussion is on what's right and wrong with human nature. Now, the people who held this discussion don't realize it, but what they're really asking is, what's up with narcissistic abuse in today's society? Now, even though I'm not a college-educated student, and these people and these students use words that I've never even heard of, and they were very articulate in the way that they talked about the quotations and the philosophical geniuses who made these quotes, and I didn't know what they were talking about, but it didn't stop me from talking. Guys, I'm a talkative person. Yeah. I don't think there's progress, and I think that I want to piggyback on the incentives. So one of the quotes, guys, that was opened up for discussion in this group was a quote by Robert Louis Stevenson, and it says this: "In each of us, two natures are at war, the good and the evil. All of our lives, the fight goes on between them." Well, already I'm going to stop it right here. This sounds identical to a quote that was stated by Paul in the New Testament of the Bible. Paul's also quoted as saying, "There's a war going on inside of me. There's a war between the spirit and the flesh." That's the way he described it. The members of his body. "Oh, wretched man that I am." Right? So this has been echoed all throughout the ancient times, and even Robert Louis Stevenson. He continues on, "One of them, good or evil, must conquer, but in our own hands lies the power to choose. What we want most to be, we are." Guys, this right here is an expression of showing narcissism and narcissistic abuse. That evil is narcissism. The good is empathy and compassion. They're at war with each other, and one must win. Now, we all have traits of narcissism in us, but if we allow narcissism to conquer, then it takes over and we become abusive. This is what you're dealing with an abusive narcissist. You're dealing with somebody who has allowed narcissism to conquer and dominate their life.
And guys, this is why we are at war with narcissism and narcissistic abuse. But this war is not a war of us against them. This war is a war against powers and principalities. Things that manifest themselves through our own emotions. And the way to win this war is to learn how to manage our own emotions. Because it's managing our emotions that keeps us from getting involved with narcissistically abusive individuals to begin with. The only way to truly win this war against narcissistic abuse is to understand that the war begins and ends with you. Understand that the war is against powers and principalities which manifest themselves through your emotions. They take advantage of your emotions. And the way to control this is to manage your own emotions, therefore taking control of the powers and the principalities that wish to operate through you. If you can manage these things, then you can win the war against narcissism and narcissistic abuse, leading a life of wisdom and discernment, and no longer using your emotions to do your bidding and to try to gain in this life and to try to win in this life. Wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and discernment. These are your key weapons in fighting this culture and world of narcissism that we live in.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Royal We. We'll be back with more videos.